other podcast show today. I have a very special guest here, Winston.
Yeah, we do.
All the way in Taiwan, they have this show called COMPUTEX, which we are at right now.
Yeah.
But do you even know what a COMPUTEX is and where it came from?
I really don't know. I know it's just COMPUTEX, computer-related show, I guess.
And do you know how hard it is to invite the entire world to your nation for the show?
I can imagine it'd be very, very hard, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, to explain all of that and more, we have, I would like to call you director, but you're really manager, right?
Okay, you can call me director. Sounds better.
Director Patty Lin from the Taiwan International Trade Association. TAITRA is the organization that puts on this show every year. It is a computer-focused event, which Taiwan is very well known for. And it takes more than one person to do it, but Patty is at the top. Welcome, Patty Lin.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. And I want to share with you what's the fun about doing the show and what's the challenge we have also.
But mostly fun, right?
Yeah, mostly fun. And I really enjoy working with my team and see all the people from all over the world and working with our clients and also you, the media and our clients. I think they are, for me, they are one of the most talented people in the world, in the talented companies. Yeah, so I really enjoy working with everyone.
Well, I've been going to the show for many, many years. I skipped a couple of years, but ever since 2005, 2006, when a friend of ours, probably Junie Yan, she actually helped me do the Barty program. It was my very first time into Canada, and that was the first time. First couple of years where you started to invite websites. You saw the benefit of having website medias, blogs come to Taiwan to cover the show because you saw the breadth and the depth of coverage and the passion there. Of course, at the same time, television and print were much, much bigger back then, but you saw that, you know what, something needs to change. Websites, tech enthusiast websites. And I was one of the first Canadian websites to come. And I've never forgotten my first experience. And I am so thankful. Actually, Junie changed her name to Patty Yan. So the other Patty, I owe her a lot. So
it's a little confused.
It is a little confused, right? But I think that's very common. Taiwanese, and especially in Asia, they change their name often, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a fashion thing, right? Almost, right? I wish I could change my name. Actually, no, maybe not. No,
you're known as Steven.
I am a Steven, right? So what I want to know, first of all, is that this is a big event. You've got all the major players. You have some political issues as well too sometimes, and we won't talk too much about that. Yeah. But you also have a lot of vested interest from all the government around Taiwan. Everyone loves this show. Everyone wants to welcome all the countries here. Take me through a typical day where you are dealing with all the organization. What does your day look like?
Oh my God, very difficult. Yeah, since in the morning and then every day we have the internal meeting first and then to discuss our plan and what we are going to do today. And then we start to, for example, have meeting with our clients and replying the emails or make some presentations or all the documents. And in the afternoon, maybe we have some events, we have some interview, we have some activities, some events. And the most difficult in the night, because many of our clients, they are in the US or in Europe. So in the night, we still have to, we have the conference call with them and then to discuss what's
the time zone difference, right?
Yes. Or in the very early morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And then we're already very tired. Or we sometimes very late in the night and the meeting, or very early in the morning in the meeting with our clients. So it's like our day.
Oh, okay. Do you take naps during the day? Is it helpful?
No, maybe 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that you're taking care of sleep maintenance. Sleep is very important. But wow. Okay. So you basically, because of the fact that the show is in so many time zones, you work almost 24 hours
Yeah, because
Almost.
many times we have to work. For example, like you see we work with AMD or NVIDIA, Intel, and then most time we have to directly talk to their headquarters with their marketing head in the US. So
Well, luckily AMD is over here, so it's
yes,
okay,
yes,
right?
yes. But like I said, we have to talk with their headquarters in the US. So we
Okay.
have to, like I said, to work with them and to have a meeting in a very strange time.
Oh, okay, okay. And now, when you mentioned clients, these would be considered your clients, right? Okay, and in the other clients would be all the other vendors that want a booth space here, like all your domestic brands like Gigabyte, Asus, Acer, etc. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of moving pieces here, and of course, you actually have some special requirements from some of the booths that we're familiar with, Winston, which is like the overclockers. They need liquid nitrogen on the show floor, and you have to authorize that. So you actually have to make it safe.
Yes,
There's
yes.
special license for that, right? To handle liquid nitrogen.
I think
there is.
you would know more. You that's true, right? You need a license, right?
For
That type of hazardous liquid nitrogen.
Yeah, or everything, like even you have like a balloon or something, we have to like check or register.
Yeah.
Okay, like that lead tech balloon. It's I saw it go up. Actually, like okay, they must have a permit for that, right? Because it's advertising, right? Wow. Okay, so how many people do you actually have in your team? Like, what is the org chart for this show? Like, is it like you and then everyone else, or you and some helpers, then everyone else?
We are a team, so we have like one or two show managers, and
Show
then
managers,
my team and the show managers, they're in charge, like you said, gigabytes or all the clients. They are like the sales, and then to sell our booths to our exhibitors, and then we have the marketing team. So they work with like TAITRA work with the media or advertisement, PR. So we also have two people for doing the marketing and the PR. And also we have one or two people doing the events, like the keynote or for the forums. So one or two people, they are focused on this. And also one people focus on the decoration, construction.
Okay.
Construction,
they are for the construction, and then they help our exhibitors to check, like say safety, or if it's not dangerous or something. And also for our show, they design the logo or everything. Okay, and also of course some people they working for admin administrations, because we also have many documents. So that's probably our teams.
Okay. Now, speaking of the regulations and everything, I know that 20 years ago there was very rigid things, right? Like everything had to be like a certain rigid step by step. And I remember when Patty Juni was running me through this, she sent me a checklist, and these are all the documents and everything. I had to fill them out, and if it wasn't correct, I had to send that back and forth. So for me, traditionally, Computex has been very regulation driven, because everyone in Taiwan serves in the military in some capacity. So there's a lot of that type of rank and file thinking. Has Computex lightened up in the last few years in terms of the checklist, or is that still a core of operating so that everyone knows what the rules are?
I think because, like you said, we are very big exhibition, and we care about everyone's safety, and so of course we have many regulations. Also, for example, during the COVID-19 thing, and we have so many regulations. Or you have to wear a mask, you have to do the test, and this and that. And also in Taiwan, especially in June, sometimes typhoon, sometimes earthquake. So we have all kinds of regulations. And if you know, I think in April we have very big earthquake in Taiwan, and actually there are some damage about this exhibition center.
All the way here, even
We had some damage.
No, it's okay. I don't know if that's correct, but so
it's just a scratch.
Yeah, so of course we need many regulations to check everyone's safe. And actually, but I have to say, not only Computex, I've been to many trade shows in the world. Actually, they are like in US and Europe, they have much more
stricter.
Guidelines than us.
So compared to everywhere else, Taiwan actually has the most flexibility if you ask for it, right?
Yeah, but I think, like I said, many international big shows, they have many regulations, especially like I said in the US and the Europe and the UK about for example, the personal privacy. So you have so many things
That's
about
right, personal privacy and also shipment and customs and tax.
Tax.
There's a lot of
So
stuff.
actually, not only us. Like I went to our, they have but I cannot read. There's just too many. I just sign because it's too long. Like all the contracts is very long.
Now, in like obviously the rules are here in place for a reason. But what if someone breaks the rules? How do you punish them?
Oh,
Because
it depends.
I'm only bringing this up because one year, Frank, who was the director of TAITRA office in Vancouver.
Oh yeah, I know.
He retired back
He
here.
retired, Frank Chen.
Yeah, Frank Chen.
Actually our boss.
Yeah. So I remember in 2005 or 6, there was a situation on the floor where domestic companies were subletting their booths to a foreign body that you really didn't want there. Then the punishment was severe. Frank just like, no. And he said that because I was like, what? You just kicked? Whoa. But what he did was correct, right? They should not be doing that. So are the stringent regulations still, do you have to deal with that anymore? Do people now know from that example that they shouldn't be doing that?
Like I said, we have many rules, and as the organizer, I really think we should follow the rules.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if nobody or somebody break the rules, it's not fair for other companies.
Yeah,
and
that's
also
true.
other companies will say, oh, then why we should follow the rule? If we can, like you said, sublet to other companies, then they all want to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I thought that was specifically nefarious because it was just like, you don't do that, right? So Frank, I completely understand Frank's position on that because you just, like, they were basically just selling off the space to the highest bidder, and it so happened to be someone.
Because like I said, there are some safety, or it's also protect the rights of the company.
Yeah.
And like I said, actually in European, the trade shows, they have more strict regulations. I know many Taiwanese companies, they like exhibit in Europe trade shows, and then they will check if your products copyright is correct or something, because they really look at
there's a lot. They have to go through a lot of checks and regulations, especially the European safety standards are really high.
Yes,
really
and
high.
if they check, for example, they think your products is copy someone else, even they don't really check or not, you have no time to say, oh no, I will talk to my lawyer or something. They already kick you out.
I have noticed it over the last couple of decades as I've been in the show. You see a lot less of that because I think like Frank and others, other directors after Frank, they just put their foot down, and I think the message has gotten out there. So that probably makes your job a lot easier these days, right? Because people know not to do, right?
So, but it's still very difficult. So we all have the lawyers here, and then if someone argue, and then we will say we can discuss with the lawyer.
Yeah, it's the legal side of things which are the hardest part to kind of resolve. But generally, in Taiwan and especially in Computex, everybody kind of is in a small circle. Tech industry is kind of like everybody knows each other.
Yeah, I do notice that. It's like, for example, you came up through the ranks of TAITRA, but you know a lot of people, and those people move around as well too. And you eventually you end up being their boss, or they then be your boss, or on a particular project, they take the lead and then you take the lead back. But you learn to work with each other inside such a big organization, from section to section to section, right? So that's I think that's also one of the things that the Taiwanese people have, that collaborative spirit.
Collaborative spirit, definitely. Yeah, because I see a lot of companies, although they're competitors, they collaborate to create a new product or a showcase product, which then attracts a lot of visitors because it's something that they create and it's not for sale yet, or may not be on for sale. It's a prototype, or maybe it's an exhibit. Yeah, and it really attracts people who are not interested in IT, but hey, this is cool, and it makes it really something to look forward to.
Yeah, in our dying language, because we speak Cantonese as our dialect. 有事慢慢商量.
有事慢慢商量.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's
What
if
does
you
that
have an issue,
Yeah.
let's slowly talk together, right? Rather than blowing up and having a meltdown. I am certain that when decisions like that to kick out a vendor, you've already sat down with them and tried to explain before that is the last step.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, of course.
So I feel that was the way that it was handled, and Frank just fed up. Right. Wow. So your days are long. And wow. Okay. So the show, like you said, started in 1981 for ICT, for procurement, because this is the source, right? And like you said, we went through an entire phase where the number one notebook manufacturer, I'm sure it was MyPad, Compal, Foxconn.
Yes, yes.
Those were all the major players, and now all of those brands now have their own brands, right? So the rise of the, how should I say, the OEM brand,
Yeah.
right, was a very big awakening for Taiwan. Now Asus and Acer and all these brands went into the world, right? And now you are dealing with the mobile age where people are like no longer buying notebooks and they're buying more mobile devices and either IoT, which means like the previous phase of Computex before this year was IoT.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that.
So now we're moving into, I guess, the next phase now, which is artificial intelligence,
AI. Yeah.
AI. So I want to know from a show perspective, because there's a term in North America, you kind of have to eat your own dog food, which means that if you are promoting AI, you should be using AI.
Yeah.
So in TAITRA, for Computex specifically, and we don't have to talk about any of the other sections, what parts of AI, like what parts of the organization in running the show have been helped by AI? Have there been any? Are there any pros and cons?
Yeah, first of all, I have to say, because TAITRA, we are not really a tech company. So we are just trying and learning to know how to use AI to improve our work or to improve our show. And this year, if you join our opening ceremony, you can see the video is empowered by AI, or the music also empowered by artificial intelligence. And also, of course, every daily, like we writing email or making the e-newsletter, we use the ChatGPT or the Midjourney to help us to find some pictures. Yeah, and in our company, not only in Computex, not our department, for the whole TAITRA, I know our chairman wanted to develop like an internal ChatGPT of TAITRA, but it's a big plan. So we are trying to do that. Like I said, we are not technology company, so we are just learning. Yeah, we try to use AI to improve ourselves.
Well, that's a start. I think most people like, I'm going to write an email. I'm just going to start the framework. I'm going to do a summary of the notes from what Intel sent us, and we want to kind of send that up to the director of TAITRA to say, hey, is this okay? Here's the executive summary. So I think it's baby steps, right? A lot of things need to happen. But the fact that you are looking at creating a ChatGPT or for that matter, a large language model that's trained on your database specifically, that's a really big deal. I think a lot of organizations aren't even there yet. They're still thinking, it's just you punch things into the browser and it gives you a paragraph. So that's very forward thinking. You're in Taiwan. That's far ahead of a lot of organizations.
Yeah, we hope, because TAITRA, we are now not only doing the trade show. Our goal is to help Taiwanese companies to do the business internationally. So if we have our own like database, ChatGPT, and if it's good, and then we can also share with all the Taiwanese companies if they want to check the data, for example, about the tax or the custom regulations, or what's the most important export products or the trade value, and then they can check from the database. That's our goal. Yes.
That's a very, very big goal, and I think something like that will work as long as people are willing to feed it information. Though I wonder, because you work with so many different countries for shows like this, have you put in data that kind of goes through some of the customs and the culture, like how you deal with certain people. Because I know that we've learned from one of Taiwan's sons, Mr. Kenny Lin, he is with Thermaltake, that he's learned from some of the different cultures how they do business. So he's actually adapted some of the ways that he does business based on those learnings so that he can have better conversations. One of them is because he is now a bicycle company. He has learned that in Italy, you don't talk business until you go for a bike ride, a cafe ride. So you ride slow, you chat, you don't talk business, you have the coffee, and after you get back to the factory, you sit down, then they talk business. So I wonder if that's potentially useful for a lot of Taiwanese companies to break the ice better. Do you think that's something that would be added in? Would that be useful to your partners?
If you say about the culture, I want to share that because Computex is in June, so we have to plan the show much earlier. So for example, December is very important for us because December we have to we usually have like the booth allocation meetings in December. But for December, most of the companies in US, in Europe, in overseas, they say, "Oh no, we are Christmas. We cannot answer now."
Yeah, and also Christmas is CES, so they're busy with CES. They think about June the following year. Right?
But I said, no, you have to decide by December if you want to join. You have to tell us. They said, no. We have to have the holiday first.
Holiday, Christmas, New Year.
So for us, and because your holiday is very long, so how long? I said no. I would say, can you December by end of this year? No. There is New Year's holiday, so maybe after New Year. For us, and also very soon they have Easter. Because we have the Chinese New Year holiday, and then so and after Chinese New Year, and then it's Easter. Then so we feel that. Like our clients they always have holidays, but we need their decision.
Yes, because I remember in Chinese, the Asia side, they don't celebrate Christmas.
No,
right? So to them it's working day. For us it's day off. Christmas holidays. Right? So that's
for restaurant families that run restaurants, it's the day that they open because all of the wonderful Jewish families come to a restaurant because they don't celebrate Christmas. That's actually one of the things, right? It's one of the things is in Canada because we have so many Chinese restaurants, but we also have a large Jewish population. When the people that celebrate Christmas celebrate, we would open our Chinese restaurants because we open on that day. Now all the other families come in that don't celebrate, which is a fun time, right?
So for us, it's very challenges because we need we are very busy and we have many things in the process. But if our clients they don't answer us, and then it's very difficult for us. But because our clients, like I say in US or in other country, always on holiday. Or sometimes they have some religious holiday. We don't know. Sometimes and then we say, it's Monday. We need to answer me Monday. So no. It's Christmas. No, it's like a Christian's holiday. So I said, okay. So please, quick.
It sounds like there's an opportunity for your large language model and training for your AI to include some of these cultural references because then that way, if they're typing an email to this address, please note. They may not answer. Also, it is this holiday, so perhaps you can set the timer to go on this day. Or if you greet them, you say Happy Merry Christmas. It makes it more less form letter, more personal, right? And I think that might be helpful for a lot of companies, right? And especially actually internationally, because then they would know when you have a holiday, then they won't bother you.
The Chinese, then we have a week's holiday for the Chinese New Year. So,
and one more interesting thing is because we have more and more media or the companies from Muslim countries. So now, or like if you see in our media room or in our lounge, we all have the halal food. Before we never think about
halal food, and also they need a prayer
Prayer room.
Yeah, we already have the prayer room.
They do.
It's also already the facility of this exhibition center. But now, before when we prepare the event, we only think about the vegetarian or the food. But now we have to ask, you are halal or this. So they all have different preference. So which is also interesting.
Yes. And speaking of those things that you're starting to offer, it's no longer about running an efficient show. It's about running a thoughtful show. So you have things that you're being very thoughtful of, like the prayer room, like the halal food, but you're also doing things that not necessarily tech related, which is to bring in things like Sunny Hill. Pineapple cake is symbolic.
Yeah. We also want to share our culture.
That's right.
Yeah, with other people from other countries.
And the tea, and I don't know if you have bubble tea. You have a vendor, but it's not officially.
Yes.
So talking about tea is talking about the tea leaves tea drink. Okay. Because Taiwan's famous for that.
High mountain tea.
High mountain tea.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. Culture is really good because it really brings everyone to the show. I mean, if you go out to the show floor, it's literally multicultural. You meet all sorts of people from all around the world, and it's nice to see because it's different faces from different countries, and you learn about the culture, you learn about other people too.
Yeah. And there was also something that I learned this year. I don't know if you did it the year in previous years, but you're actually starting to realize that the artwork, the art that your creators in house for the logo and everything, they're doing a really good job. So I noticed that this year you're actually showcasing and promoting merch.
Yes. This is the first time. Yeah, we're doing it. You see the the shop there. Yeah, it's the first time we are doing it.
So you can buy t-shirts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. This is like our the bag.
Look at that. Oh, look at the bag.
Yeah, the bag is with the guai.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's useful. I could put my phone in there.
Yes, you can put your passport and everything. So it's very.
How much is that? Can I get one?
Later.
Sure.
Yes, so this is the first time we are doing this. Yeah, because actually during the COVID-19 time, we don't. Our show is very small. One year we cancel. 2020 we cancel. 2021 we are only online.
Yes.
And then 2022 finally we are physical. Back to physical one, but because the border is not open, so the foreigners cannot come. So very
it's been a difficult 2 years before.
Yeah.
So I just say this show is like start again. So since this year we try to do something because last year our show I can say is quite successful.
Yes,
so this year we are confident to do more. Otherwise it really costs a lot of money to do this. Or like you say, the Sunny Hills actually. We also have to invest a lot to do that. So thanks everybody support.
So based on this use Computex with Sunny Hill and the tea, do you think you'll be able to do more of that kind of feature? More
partnership.
Yeah, we want, but we have to think something different because you can see the space of like this exhibition hall. Actually, it's not enough. Yeah, so even we want to work with more companies, we don't have enough space. So we have to think out of the box. We have to think what else we can do.
Yeah, because I was very surprised that some of the years the logos are really fun, and I'm like, why don't these guys do merch? Like they would make a little bit of money, but they would also showcase memorabilia that you don't forget about Taipei, Taiwan, and Computex. You always have this. Hey, this T-shirt. That show, I gotta go to that, right? Because that's why memorabilia and merch exist. Remember,
I remember one Computex they had for registration. I don't know if it's only for press or exhibitors, but they were giving out the card, yo-yo card.
Yes.
I really like that because
I can give you one.
Oh, that's okay. I'm saying that Computex had that feature on that particular year.
It was on the badge.
It was on the badge.
I know
because it really helped exhibitors and press people travel back and forth, especially the hotels are outside the Nangan Exhibition Center and they have to travel in. And if you have the press pass, you're going to take that with you, right? But use that as a badge for the transit. I think that's a really good one. Maybe that's an idea that you could take up.
That was work with actually our client NXP at the time. I remember.
Okay.
That card.
Okay. Yeah, like you know, you don't understand how efficient and well run the Metro Taipei rail is until you actually experience it. And once they do that, they realize how terrible the infrastructure is at home. Right? Because it runs on time, it is very well. And this year, for the first time, I noticed there's an innovation in your Metro, which is it shows you which cars are the most full, so you can go down the line, so you don't have to go into a crowded car by accident. Because I do that all the time. It's like, oh no, it's crowded. Now I have to run down there to find a spot. This innovation, like wow,
It's pretty handy. I like that. And Taiwan's always been very innovative with great ideas, and companies work well together. I find them really collaborative and everything. And this year it's I noticed there's been more people. Yeah, it's a lot more people this year than last year.
Yeah, I noticed that. And I don't know. This is a good or bad thing, but maybe you can tell us more about why this decision was made. But in previous years, the public were allowed on the last 1 or 2 days. This year, you decided to start immediately, almost, right? Visitors could come. Is that true? I hopefully I didn't misunderstand the signage, because people were like, you scan this barcode, you immediately go to the floor. So if you see the COMPUTEX sign, you can actually come in without buyer or international press credential. You can just come visit the show.
Actually, since last year, only the international visitors like you have the badge, the paper, and because we want to be ESG, so for the domestic, for Taiwanese people, you just use the QR code, so you don't really need to print a badge, a paper, or a card, and then you use the QR code to go inside.
Okay.
I thought that's the main difference. But it helps because it gives extra exposure. And I think some of these companies who may be struggling would definitely benefit from that, because you get an extra exposure. So the pros and cons, So I think it helps in that sense. But also it could maybe be a bit more crowded than usual.
It's not a good or a bad thing. I just it's something to try, And I thought that it was really interesting to see. Wow, there's so many people here. What's going on? What's happening, right? Like, did all of a sudden the whole world wake up and say, no, we're coming to Taiwan?
But that just shows you how interested the local Taiwanese and other people are into tech and what the show is about. Like I said, traditionally it was only the last day. They only had 1 day to experience COMPUTEX. Now they have more than 1 day to experience it. And I think it will even give them extra exposure for the companies who are at COMPUTEX.
Do you think you'll continue with the full week, or do you think you'll maybe scale back and add the days? Because I know that some buyers I've spoken to a few of them. They thought it was a little crowded. It was very difficult to get there to their appointments because they couldn't get in.
Yes.
Do you think you'll maybe just scale back 1 day? Give the buyers and the media one day.
Yeah, maybe we will think. Because like you said, crowded, too crowded. It's good because more people, but also like you say, it's not very convenient for the buyers for the profession people. So we will think, and like I said, because I think our space is really not good, not enough. I mean, today we also discuss with our chairman. We will think how to make it bigger, or because now it's only Nangang, Hall 1 and Hall 2, and we use all the space already.
I wanted to ask, the building next door is
Tainex 2.
Tainex 2, is that part of COMPUTEX as well?
Yes.
And what is over there? Mostly just keynote speeches?
No. They, for example, our Innovex, the stop for the innovations, for the startups, they are there.
Startups.
And also many IoT solutions.
Okay.
They are there because here they are like the famous brand like Acer, Asus, but there are many, like I said, IoT solutions, automations. They are there, or smart solutions.
Smart solutions.
I'm glad that you chose to focus and give them a space, because whenever I come to COMPUTEX, I feel this one feeling, and that's other shows are sales shows. By the time you go to CES, the salespeople are already all over you saying, okay, how many containers? Because that's going to ship next quarter. When you come to COMPUTEX, it's all about the future. This may never ship, but we tried it and it's good. Now you can see what the future looks like. So I'm glad you gave them a place to thrive because you really do need to show what Taiwan can do. But sometimes they get stuck over here and no one ever sees them. So I'm glad that
because
happens.
over here they are attracted by the big brands, the established brands. That's the place they go to, and all the smaller brands, if they are startups, they might get missed. But over there, you have a complete hallway.
It's focused.
Focused, yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So now that we're moving towards the future, we're talking about some things that will improve the show. One thing that I'm sure that you've also noticed, and when I was coming in the 2000s, that the focus on the media has been different. I came as a website initially with that one, the first trip, and now we have a different makeup of people that provide exposure and influence for shows and for brands in Taiwan. We're seeing the rise of the creators, YouTubers, influencers, TikTokers, and they're telling stories in different ways about how these brands help the world or predict the future. So moving forward, do you see what do you see in terms of Taiwan and COMPUTEX supporting this more? Because I know that the press room is still conventional. I know that in some shows they actually have creator areas. And one of the things that we've noticed recently, because we some of our friends and YouTubers struggle with this, is that they make a deal with a large Taiwanese brand, and as a result of that, they are forbidden from talking about similar other brands, and that really squeezes the focus down to only one or two major brands. So my question is that that these new creators, they're not normal media where they can sell television commercials or whatnot. They're just one or two people, but they have a large reach. Will there ever be a fund that will help them come to Taiwan?
Yes. Actually, I think since this year, we partly sponsor or work with the YouTubers or the influencers to come to Taiwan and to work with COMPUTEX.
Yes.
And of course, we just start, and like we say, we're still learning and we are trying and the new things, new media. But I totally agree. It's very, very important for the show and. For COMPUTEX, actually, this show we say it's like 43 years.
Yeah,
it's old. You can say it's not very new.
It's mature.
It's mature. Okay, so we need to attract new companies, new visitors. So of course we need to use the new media. So which is very important
because
for us.
IT changes so fast. When we were youngsters playing computers, and nowadays it's all about new tech and especially influencers and things like that. And I think Stephen, you mentioned, I think we were the only podcast for COMPUTEX.
We are the flagship podcast of COMPUTEX Taipei.
That's right.
Can we say that? We have this box, so that means yes, right?
Yes.
So
we have one in the Innovex stop, but you are the only one in COMPUTEX.
Okay. This is I mean, that's one thing. Well, like having that conversation about trying to get people in and making the fund, like for all the large brands, making the pool ambiguous. Because I think that if one company chooses to influence all of the people that come to COMPUTEX, it makes it very difficult for the others to try to provide the sponsorship. So if it was a blind fund, I think that would be a lot more equitable for all the brands, because not only do this brand, everyone pays in whatever they can afford, and this is distributed by TAITRA in some way that you feel is fair. It just allows more reach for all of the brands. It allows more reach for Innovex as well too, because if they want to put what they can afford into the fund, it doesn't matter what they pay. It's just that they paid something so that people will come that are more neutral, so that they don't always have to go back to the Asus booth or the MSI booth or the Gigabyte booth to start their coverage every day, right? I think that's just more fair.
Yeah. like I said, we just start beginning. So we have to think, like you said, how we can work a better way and to try to promote. I think, like you said, promote the small brands. It's very important.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows ASUS, Acer. They are very important and they are our good friends. But we also want to help the startups, the smaller brands, or to help to let more people and know more different companies, more new solutions. So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
But we have to think. Because for us, we just trying to do the different things.
You also have a 24-hour schedule, so I can understand that. And the fact that there is a podcast on the other side as well too at Innovex.
Yeah, Innovex.
You know what would be really fun is that because if we know each other, maybe we cross-pollinate posts and talk a little bit about that. I think that there's an opportunity for not only for you to create a blind fund that brings creators from overseas and around the world, but there's also an opportunity for you to match make with different media so that they can give different ideas. You know, and kind of like I know you do speed dating here for ICT procurement.
Yes, we have some this kind of event. Yes.
So maybe we do a speed dating for all the media to come up and say, hey, you know what? You should in with these guys this today. Here's 30 minutes. Just
sounds very interesting. Yes,
yeah. It's like a cross pollination, right?
I love that.
Yeah,
actually, that's very cool. It's called collab.
Sorry, terms, new terms for.
Yes.
Well, Patty, I've learned so much from you, and I appreciate the show so much more.
From you.
I appreciate the show, and I hope that the audience out there appreciates just how much work that Patty's team does to create a space where the future can actually be born, right? AI, TSMC chips, all these other things. Uncle Jensen, Auntie Lisa, right? These are very important brands that have Taiwanese leadership, and this show is just so important to that. So thank you for being running the most important show for tech in the world.
Thank you very much.
And on that note, we have to end. Don't forget to check out our show every Wednesday at noon, where we have a brand new one Pacific time at noon. And also Computex. If you want to check it out, make sure that you check out all the coverage from all of your favorite YouTubers as well too, including our podcast. There is a lot of tech to talk about there. And I just stole that from my old boss because he has a radio show. Until next time, thank you again, Patty, and we'll see you again in the next one.
Soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.